social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective.
Woo! We're back, ladies and gentlemen. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. So you know what we're about to do. We're going to go back in time because actually probably a month from today, there will be a new mayoral inauguration. So I figured it would be interesting to go back in time, shimmy on back in time to Tiffany Henyard's inaugural speech. It's kind of interesting. And it's also interesting to see who's there, who's speaking, who's getting shout outs, all that kind of stuff. It's definitely a time capsule, to say the very least. So thank you so much, everybody who's already jumped into the best live chat on the internet. And I'm going to give you fair warning. We're going to keep this right at about an hour because at 7 o'clock, there will be the the Thornton Township board meeting. I know we all want to get there too. So we'll be shifting from inauguration conversation to Thornton Township shenanigans. Hopefully it'll be shenanigan free. They have a pretty stacked agenda tonight. So we'll be looking at that as well. So you don't have to worry about leaving from here. This live stream will remain on. We'll finish up with Tiffany. I'm going to talk with y'all about it, hear what you think about it, and then we'll jump into Dolton, goodness, Thornton shenanigans. So ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much. Everybody who's already jumped in. Hopefully, it looks like about 23, 25 of you have already hopped in. Looks like we got good stuff happening. Looks like we are double checking over here. The multi-screens are a great thing. I don't know how people do without multi-screens, I tell you. All right, looks like we're popping and locking. Looks like lots of folk have already jumped in. Let's get at it. Let's get active. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you knew about this. This is Tiffany Henyard's inaugural speech, and it was pretty interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you would, please, you know what we like to do. One in the chat when you can hear.
My honor and privilege to bring to you the mayor of Dolton, Tiffany Aisha Henyard.
Now, right off the bat, I got to go ahead and just say it. I think it's so honestly kind of odd that that's Jason House that's announcing her. Jason House, of course, they ran on their ticket. I'm going to back up just to make sure everybody's good and clear. But that's Jason House that's introducing her, and which I thought was pretty wild considering where we are now. So look how, 3.5, 4 years really have changed things. So let's go back. Let's go.
My honor and privilege to bring to you the mayor of Dolton, Tiffany Aisha Henyard.
Thank you guys for coming out this wonderful Saturday. I know it's chilly, but thank you once again. Giving honor to God, who's the head of my life. I know y'all understand how that feels. To the residents of Dolton, to my family, my beautiful and supportive mother and father, and my brother and sister, to my heart, my daughter, baby Justice, to Judge D. Renee Jackson, who has always sworn me in at every ceremony, to my new village clerk, Allison Key, and to my village trustees, Brittany Norwood, Jason House, Edward Steves, Kiana Belcher, Andrew Holmes, and Tammy Brown.
That's wild.
And to the outgoing mayor, Mayor Riley Rogers, Clerk Mary Kate Dugan, and Trustee Deborah Denton, who I was so miss.
Real quick, I just want to let that marinate. Everybody that she's named up to this point, she's dogged out, whether it been Riley, Kiana, Jason, Ed, Steve. I mean, every last one of these people that she's named, that she's welcoming and so happy to have on her team with her, she later on dogs them out. That is so wild.
To my fellow elected officials here today. The mayors.
Oh, this is going to get good too. Watch this.
Congresswoman Robin Kelly. The Speaker of the House, Emmanuel Chris Welch, a history maker himself. Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle. State Senator Napoleon Harris. State Representatives Will Davis and Thaddeus Jones.
Thaddeus, Napoleon, both of them catching strays from her already over in the township.
Who is now the new mayor of Calumet City. Congratulations. Commissioner to Cook County Commissioner Sims, Miller, and Moore, and all the local elected officials here in Dolton today. Can you all stand? Please give all of our elected officials a round of applause. Thank you guys for all y'all service.
Okay, I don't see Napoleon there. Hold on, let me see. I don't see Napoleon there. I see Thaddeus Jones there. Yeah, I don't see the other one. I don't see Napoleon. I'm sure there's others there that maybe I don't know the names of because of the mask. I don't see them. But I just think that's interesting that she's literally, everybody she's giving shout outs to eventually have turned, they found that she's not been exactly as honest or the woman that they thought they were. That is wild. Just about everybody.
You may be seated. A special thanks to the judges and my pastor. Where you at, Pastor? William.
This is, okay, let me back this up because I forgot about this part. She's going to give a shout out to her pastor. This is such a weird exchange. I'm going to make the screen big, but watch this. This is her pastor, though. Remember this.
Please give all of our elected officials a round of applause. Thank you guys for all y'all service. You may be seated. A special thanks to the judges and my pastor. Where you at, Pastor? William Fletchman. Oh, yeah, William Fletchman. I'm sorry. I got the other Williams on here, too. And also to Anthony Williams.
How don't you know your pastor's name? That was weird. I'm sorry. The fact that you need to look at a piece of paper to know who you're talking about, of course, we can go ahead and say that she's jittery and she's nervous, sure. But you don't know your pastor's name? And it's pretty easy, like William Fleischman. I don't understand how that's difficult. I just thought that was super odd, but I think it's telling. Like, I think people are at this moment are realizing, we might have did something wrong.
I also want to thank the singers of the national anthem in my tribute song, Rise, and the young man who recited the Pledge of Allegiance today. Thank you so much. Let me also personally thank Dolton Park District Cleo Jones, President, who was so accommodating to allowing us to have the inauguration here in the park today. Can you please give them a hand?
Shout out to him.
To my campaign workers, especially Kashika Mason, Karen Johnson, who all helped me get to this wonderful place. Especially, and I do mean especially, my campaign advisor, the retired clerk, Dorothy Brown. Can you get them all around the applause? Real louder, y'all. They helped me get to where I'm at. I thank them for giving up their lives for all those months. And I also want to thank my publicist, Sean Howard, and my very good friend and mentor, a.k.a. Pops, Stanley Brown.
Stan Brown.
Dolton residents, I am reporting for duty. And I am ready to serve as the first female and youngest person to be mayor here in Dolton.
All right, there's Stan. Wait, hold on. Did I mess that up? Y'all know I'll be messing it up when I be doing that. All right, let me see real quick. There was Stan back there.
Especially my campaign advisor, the retired clerk, Dorothy Brown. Can you get them all around the platform? Real proud of y'all. They helped me get to where I'm at. I thank them for giving up their lives for all those months. And I also want to thank my publicist, Sean Howard, and my
Sean
very
was working
good
overtime.
friend and mentor, aka Pops, Stanley Brown. Dolton residents, I am reporting for duty. And I am ready to serve as the first female and youngest person to be mayor here in Dolton.
All right, there's Stan. See some side eyes though too.
I want to start off by giving my sincerest thanks to the residents here today for voting for me. To those who did not vote for me, I forgive you. just joke, laugh.
Okay.
But I
Was that a joke,
look forward
though?
to bringing the change to Dolton that we deserve and earning your support. When I was 19 years old, I started my public service. I hosted a block club party, and my neighbors was concerned about a tree that they wanted to get trimmed down.
They always cutting trees.
I went to my first village board meeting. I would never have imagined that I would be standing here today as your mayor. I am so very humble, and I pledge to you, Dolton, to make you proud.
Okay. How's that working out?
Many of you know that I have been known as the people's trustee because of my concern and my fight for the people as the trustees. And now I will be known as the people's mayor. J.F. Kennedy said, ask not what you can do for your country, but ask what you can do for your country. John F. Kennedy was speaking about the participation of citizens in making the country better.
Okay, I got it. So, yeah, a lot of people were talking about that JFK quote, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. I don't know why I know that like by heart, but that's kind of wild. Yeah, she was she bumbled that one up pretty bad. Let's back it up a little smidgen and let her mess it up again. I mean, tease it out again.
As the people's mayor.
The people's mayor. She gave herself that moniker.
Kennedy said, ask not what you can do for your country, but ask what you can do for your country. John F. Kennedy was speaking about the participation of citizens in making the country better. I am asking Dolton residents to participate with me in building a better Dolton. This is for you, Resident John. The first thing I would do as mayor is host a virtual transition town hall meeting so that the residents can provide me with their input during this transaction. I will also set up a special email address so that you can email me your recommendations. I want Dolton to be for my daughter and other children what Dolton was for me growing up. When I grew up here, we had a vibrant Dolton, thriving businesses, clean communities, safe parks, and safe streets. Y'all didn't hear me. Safe parks and safe streets. We must work together to bring economic development to the village. Therefore, I will create a position of economic development director and charge him or her with developing a comprehensive economic development plan for Dolton. I want that plan to include improving the infrastructure, such as the streets and roads. I want to bring new businesses and improve the old businesses, all while developing our residential neighborhoods, while working with the Park District, School Board, Library Board, and all other government entities.
Okay, I like that she came in with some plans, which I think are good. I think those are Some of those things sound good. I really would love to see and hear how many of these were actually implemented. Where were they bottleneck? Where did they stymie out? Whatever like that. Because it seems like she came in with some drive. She came in with a little bit of gumption. And I don't know where. Well, I think I know where it went off the rails. But I want to hear a little bit more about it. So let's go.
Dolton, we need jobs. Say it with me. We need jobs. Y'all gotta let them hear you. We need jobs.
So she's doing her Umar Johnson impersonation here. All right, so why am I playing this at this time? Because we're about to watch a new inauguration in about a month, and I just thought it'd be good to go back over and see like where was she? Because again, at this point, Debbie, she's a crowd favorite. The people do like her at this point. And she's introduced by Jason House, and Kiana Belcher's sitting there right behind her. What happened? What happened? Because you hear people say that she started out with promise. What happened to the promise? I mean, it's just interesting. Let's go. I think I hit
In
that.
and around Dolton, I want to work with the Board of Trustees and the mayors of our surrounding towns to attract manufacturing and other companies to our areas. Stacy, this is for you. And I heard you.
I don't know who Stacy
Here's your
is.
answer. Crime has been on the rise in Dolton for a long time. I am bringing back Chief Collins. Where you at, Collins? Stand up so they can see you. This is your new police chief. And I am charging him with bringing a comprehensive policing plan to fight crime in our community.
Okay, so, and we might need to see, I think this is really starting to make me think like, wait, hold on. Because remember, Lacey is the acting police chief once most of us got on here if you followed this whole shenanigans around that Las Vegas time. What happened to this guy, Collins? Okay, now we gotta go back and look. Because that's a very interesting, like, okay. I mean, this was a police chief right here. I think he's in this taupe colored, maybe brownish jacket right there. That looks like the police chief. Where is he now? What happened to him? Now, this gentleman in the, oh, you know what? No. This gentleman in the blue, he is Collins. He actually got fired by her. I'm going to look that up. He got fired by her. He was a whistleblower during the Vegas situation, and he got fired. And I think he ended up going to somewhere like in Texas or something. I'll look into that too, but let's go.
I know that it's going to take all of us to get the crime under control, but don't know that this is one of my top priorities. Dolton, I pledge to ensure that both our police officers and our fire personnel are trained properly. To help me with the fire department, I am bringing back Pete McCain as fire chief. Pete, this is your new fire chief.
I've seen him.
And I am also charging Pete with providing me with a comprehensive fire safety plan to make Dolton safe. And that includes ensuring that all of our fire hydrants are working and working effectively. Andrew, that's for you.
What does that mean? I didn't understand what that was.
I know that the village has struggled a long time with the water department. This includes the water readings, billings, and payment centers.
He said
And
still.
we all have experienced outdated water readings, incorrect water bills, poor payment center services, high water rates because of non-payments to the city of Chicago, and many other problems. I pledge once and for all to fix the issues within our water department. The alarming debt owed to the city of Chicago has placed a dark cloud over our community. The efforts of our now previous administrations have created bottlenecks and roadblocks in resolving the issue.
She throwing shade even at the day one. She's throwing shade at Riley Rogers right there. Oh, it's only going to get gooder and gooder, but she's throwing shade right here. And by the way, I dropped a link to this exchange. We might watch it before the Thornton Township meeting, but the police chief that she fired, he's actually on the stage. His name Robert Collins. She ends up firing him. I think that's crazy. Okay, let's go.
But we cannot be alone in negotiating with the city of Chicago. I am now publicly requesting of our federal, state, and county leaders to join me in speaking with Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to find a common ground in reducing this enormous debt. And finally, in the effort to continue to receive input from the residents, Stacy, I heard you.
Stacy's saying a lot.
Residents Advisory Committee, and I will hold periodic town hall meetings to keep you, the resident, informed. I am ready to work.
All right.
So, to any single mother.
Real quick. So she laid out some pretty audacious, pretty aggressive plans. And now I'm really interested because I did watch this earlier, but now I'm like, wait, whatever happened to these plans? Like the Residents Advisory Council, where did that go? And you have a virtual way for people to levy complaints and such. What happened to that? Now, I think this last part really stood out to me. Like, wait, why? Such an interesting call out of all of the people that are there. This group, right, who she's about to call out just seemed, I don't know, it just seemed odd to me. Like, why them? So let me pull it back. Hey, y'all leave her corsage alone. Y'all wild, man. Let's go.
To work.
All right.
So, to any single mother.
Why single moms?
To any single mother wondering how they will make ends meet, I know all too well what it feels like to care for a child as a single mom.
Wait. Oh, wait. I did not pay attention. Wait, I missed that earlier. Y'all know who that is? Oh, wow. This is a who's who of people. All we need is her married boyfriend to pop up. Y'all know who that is right there? Put in the chat. Wow, I did not even notice that. I must not have been paying attention.
As single mothers, some of us face daunting challenges such as making solo decisions,
Love it.
having no one to turn to, self-doubt, stress and anxiety concerning finances, and losing a sense of self. Single mothers, I have seen you. I am you. And I am ready to work for you.
Why single mothers, though? What about, why not give shine to married women, older women, couples? Like, why single women? And the reason I only bring that up is because a lot of the women that served under her are single women. Fanetta Dukes, Kiana Belcher. There's so many single mothers that are working under her. They got dogged out by her. So why were you then a champion for single mothers only to add them to your list of carnage once your ship sunk? Like, that just seems like such a weird, like, why pull them out? Why not youth? Since you claim to be the youngest one, why are you not looking at the youth and say, hey, I'm going to help you get more involved in politics or know what's going on, or help you get summer jobs, whatever. But just single moms. And again, not saying that they don't need help, but why was that their call out? Only for you to later on, like, literally run them over. Let's go.
To those in our town who looking to the village for help. I have seen you, I have heard you, and I'm ready to work for you. And to the youth who are thinking about whether the village of Dolton has a place for them, I have seen you, and I got a place for you, and I am ready to work for you. And to all of you, I have seen you. My name is Tiffany Aisha Henyard, a woman of color, and I am the mayor of the village of Dolton, Illinois. And I am ready to work for you.
Again, this is such an interesting study. I'm glad we went back over this. Think about all these people that are clapping and amening. She called all those people out, publicists and campaign workers. None of those people came to her campaign defeat. Not a one. Unless one of them was a DJ and that poor lady that was sitting there at the table by herself. None of them. What did she do? Like, how did she end up running off her and the entire community in 3.5 years? That is wild, man. I mean, literally everybody we've seen, just about everybody we've seen on this stage has been fired by her, turned away from her, or don't want nothing to do with her. That's crazy. Let's go.
Finally, I will close as I stated before. Dolton residents, I am reporting for duty. And I am ready to serve as the first female and youngest mayor of Dolton. Thank you all so very much, and God bless, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Thank you.
All right. I agree. Somebody has posted right here. I wonder who wrote this too. I don't believe she wrote that. I'm sorry. I just don't believe she wrote it. And it does sound, I don't know about necessarily sound like Dorothy Brown. It does sound like somebody who's very, very in tune with politics and very, very, even from giving the proper order of who to give shine to in the beginning. It seemed like that person was dialed in. I'm not saying that Tiffany isn't dialed in like that, but it just didn't seem like she had that gumption in the beginning, only to later on. And then basically, as K Pick said right here, basically did the opposite. She did the opposite, almost in 4K, like did everything except what she said she was going to do. That is wild. What is, let me see. Someone giving evidence against her. Right. And I like this right here. Thank you so much. And I'm going to actually bring this clip in. Zuzu Black One says Collins worked as a chief in Florida. She fired him because he wouldn't back her having a police detail because he said the officers belong on the street. Thank you. That's what it was. And the whistleblower you mentioned was on the Vegas trip. Thank you so much, Black. And we're going to pull that video in a second. I really appreciate you clarifying that. Thank you. What we got here? Keanu was laughing the whole time. Yeah, I wonder did they realize it was at that moment they realized they had messed up. I just wonder, like, how did they? I would love to hear a little bit more about where did these programs go. Let me pull this video so we can get ready to watch it too. Where did these programs go? All that kind of stuff like that. Did they ever materialize? Did they ever materialize? Let's see. Bang. Video is in place and it's not showing up yet because why? But yeah, I would love to see and hear how did that pan out for Dolton. And this is not showing up. Why? Let's see me, but I don't see them. All right, let's do this. Back that up and start over again. There we go. The other one was still on there. Okay, so this is Collins. And I just thought it was interesting because he's actually on the stage. She gives him a shout out. He's a police chief. And within a few heartbeats, he's gone. Like, when did this happen? Let's see. When was this? This was February 6th, 2024. So basically a year ago. So yeah, within 2 years, he was gone. All right, let's pull it in. Let's go. One in the chat when you can hear.
A former South Suburban police chief is blowing the whistle on the embattled mayor of Dolton, Tiffany Henyard. A former South Suburban police chief is blowing the whistle on the embattled mayor of Dolton, Tiffany Henyard.
Yes, Fox 32 has investigated Henyard's use of a police security detail, taking officers off the street and costing thousands of dollars in overtime.
And now the former chief is talking about it exclusively to Fox 32's Dane Placco.
Dang, Blacko.
Yeah, Mayor Henyard fired her chief of police late last year without any approval from the village board. So now Robert Collins has filed a lawsuit against the village. And tonight he's talking exclusively to Fox 32 about what he saw on the inside.
The manpower was just very stressed and critical to the point of almost breaking, having to provide officers on the detail rather than have officers out patrolling the streets.
Former Dolton Police Chief Robert Collins spoke to us from Florida, where he's taken a new job. But he says he remains frustrated by what he experienced leading an undermanned, overworked police department. Demanded a large personal security detail.
You know, wrong is wrong, and there's a time to hold people responsible and accountable for their actions.
Last year, Fox 32 investigated Henyard's detail, following along as Dolton police officers drove her from morning till night, often to her second job as Thornton Township supervisor in South Howland, racking up hundreds of hours of overtime, costing taxpayers tens of thousands of dollars.
We needed those officers to be on the street fighting crime. And instead, we have several officers that are riding around protecting the mayor.
At least 2 and as many as 4 officers at a time, he says.
All right, so I see Krigley right there in the blue. There's Krigley right there. I think this is Keith Freeman. I think this is him with the white baseball cap. I don't know who that gentleman is behind her in the blue. Clearly, probably a police officer or something like that. But yeah, this is a very weird setup they got going on here. Great day.
Collins says the security detail was warranted when it started in 2021 after a police-involved shooting sparked protests in the community.
And it's
okay, so we know that police-involved shooting was the shooting of Alexis Wilson. So she came in right on the beginning of that, or Tiffany wasn't mayor during that, though. That's the thing. So I wonder why. Now I need to do some more research.
At one point, the protests stopped. The things going on around the protests all eventually stopped. However, the detail continued.
But now he says it's turned into more than just security. Officers are being used as Henyard's personal valets.
Officers would be sent out to run errands, to do pickups, to do drop-offs.
Wow.
Just last week, a mass shooting on Sibley Boulevard in Dolton left 4 people injured. Collins believes the bad guys know there aren't enough cops on Dolton streets.
But Village of Dolton has its challenges with gangs, guns, and drugs. And if those officers aren't there, the visibility isn't there. And if the visibility isn't there, then criminals have free reign.
Now, earlier today, we sent an email to both Mayor Henyard and the chief administrator here at the Village of Dolton, outlining the allegations made by the former chief, asking for a response. So far, we have not received one. We'll have much more on this story tonight at 9. Live in Dolton, Dane Placco, Fox 32 Chicago.
Dane cracks me up, like, as if he's really surprised that they don't reply back. Like, that's just so funny to me. Dane, you've been police chief too. I mean, you've been involved in this too long. You know good and well why you're not getting a reply back. Stop acting brand new, Dane. Stop it. Anyway, I thought this was good. I thought this was an excellent way to get ready to prepare ourselves for the next inauguration. Because, of course, we're going to be paying attention to that. We want to see what happens when Jason gets sworn in. Is he going to make a list of promises? Or is he going to give, a vision? How's that going to, pan out? All that kind of good stuff. So I thought it would be fun to go back and look and see, well, what did Tiffany say when she was inaugurated? And I thought that was good. There's definitely some aha moments, as well as like, how does she run off every single person that was on that dais up there, from Collins, I think Peters, I think the police chief, the fire chief is still there, I think. I know I've seen him in pictures. And then, of course, you got Lavelle. You got, of course, all the trustees. What happened? What happened? I mean, besides the obvious, but like, what happened? Did they just have such a meeting, a butting of heads, such a crossing of the swords that they just weren't able to do it? Or what happened? I would love to get a little bit more into that and find out what happened. What did we say here? Tawana says this. Harper, when you know. Tanya Harper, when you know, you can take that to the bank. Oh, sorry, I missed that. What's Denise says? I heard that Tiffany's back in tow. She is back in town. I heard that somebody last night said that she's back there. Maybe she'll come to the meeting today. That would be crazy. Let me go ahead and make sure I have that ready and queued up, by the way. There's several content creators are going to be there, of course. So we'll be tapping in with a couple of them to see who we can jump in with. And maybe this evening we'll even have a follow-up with some of the content creators that are there at the Thornton Township. So nobody's there yet. Nobody's turned on anything yet. So shout out to Nate Fields. I told him, he said he's going to make sure he hollers at us. So shout out to Nate. But yeah, what did y'all think about that? What did you think about Tiffany's inauguration? Do you feel like, hey, she started out on the right foot, or do you feel like there was some shenanigans? I saw some people even said it. Do you feel like there was some shenanigans even in there? What did you think? Oh, you think she'll show? We need to do a poll. And let me change it. We'll do a poll. Will she show up at the board meeting? That will be a very fun one. Okay, let me end this poll. Thank you, everybody who's liked the video. Hopefully, I've earned it. Hopefully, I've earned it from you all. Let's see what we got. Will Tiffany be at the board meeting? And by be at the board meeting, we mean she got to be in the building, in the actual room, not just on Zoom, and not in her office doing campaign electioneering videos, right? All right. Yes, no. All right, here we go. I dropped that. Go ahead and vote in there. Let me know what y'all think. Will she be at the meeting? Yes, no, or call the roll. I don't know. I do not know. I'm going to go on a limb and say no. I don't think she's going to be there. Yeah, I'm going to go with no. So let me go on and vote my own self while I'm sitting there cracking jokes. All right, I'm going to go with no. But, well, first of all, I'm hoping I'm wrong, because if she comes, we know it's going to be a good, enjoyable meeting for sure. All right, there we go. Shout out to everybody. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. This has been a lot of fun. So tomorrow we will go over the Tommy G interview with Tiffany Henyard. I'm kind of mad that I've never seen that. So we'll go over that one on tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock, 8:30-ish. I'll make sure you'll know ahead of time. Don't worry. It'll be 8 or 8:30 tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. And of course, I got some good videos dropping tomorrow. So I want to say thank y'all to all of y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me tonight. It's been about 3 hours, give or take. And had a good time. Shout out to Alicia for being our hostess at the township. That was crazy, but I'm glad we were able to do that. And of course, glad we were able to check out that video. And of course, rocking it with y'all. That was a lot of fun. So thank you to everybody. Thank you to the moderators. Y'all keep this thing moving in the right direction. I'm always glad to have you on board. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for all of the engagement. It means a lot that y'all rock with us. So thank you so much. Everybody, have a fantastic night. Have a blessed night. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Green hearts are on the way out the door. Until next time, everybody, grace and peace.